Good morning, day 5. It's a cloudy day over Macau, but I mean, who needs the sun when you've got all of that gold right across the street from you? So we arrived to the Venetian pretty late last night, so pretty much everything was closed. So it was interesting to see everything open now. I mean, they actually have the boat rides in the canal with people singing Italian something. But we're starting off the day with breakfast here at Lord Stow's, which is I believe, the first place that did mac and cheese egg tarts. And yeah, let me just say, these have started to turn my opinion on egg tarts. Back in Canada, I am not a big fan of egg tarts at all. I don't really think they're great, but these were pretty good. Yeah, it was nice seeing the Venetian actually in the daytime, where it was actually like a tourist attraction, and bustling. Definitely is a tourist attraction. But we do have a lunch reservation to get to. So we just crossed the street and into the mall and into Jade Dragon. So this is a 3 Michelin star restaurant. But for their set lunch menu, I think it came out to around 150 Canadian, which for 3 Michelin stars does not sound that bad. So we came in here and they actually gave us just a quick tour, past their kitchen and then into their dining room. And I guess if you've ever wondered what a 3 Michelin star restaurant looked like inside, this is it. Pretty much just a very, very fancy Chinese restaurant. I mean, like, their chopstick holder was jade. They had real silverware from France. But to start us off, we picked a tea. It was some kind of orange tea. Don't really remember. But for appetizer, it was, I believe, a foie gras pate with caviar. This is their take on dim sum. Starting from the left is a glass noodle and steamed scallop dumpling. In the middle is their signature jade dragon. It's like a siumai. And then on the right side was a crab meat puff with Portuguese sauce, which was kind of like curry. So for this dish, this is what actually got them their third Michelin star. It's a deep fried, soft boiled egg, with fish maw, and caviar in a rabbit fish soup. So it was super rich, super luscious and creamy. Really good. Very heavy. This next dish is a deep fried Gallardo oyster, and then prime cut Iberico, um, so Iberico pork chassis. And so that chassis was the juiciest. It was the most tender chassis I've ever had in my life. And then for dessert was another egg tart. This one was extremely crispy, extremely fluffy, and then an almond pudding, or an almond milk pudding, which was also good. Surprise. And then finally a petite fours, which was just a bunch of just mild sweets, with ice cream, some black sesame, milk tea, melon, some like lemon squares and fruit jellies. I don't remember them all. But anyways, that meal was great. That was a very nice meal. Nothing mind blowing, but very nice. Service was incredible as well. And then the washroom, which I just left, just happens to be on the second floor. So you literally walk past an entire cabinetry of wines, going up into the washroom. So interesting design choices. But as we finish our lunch, it's the end of their lunch service. So the manager actually comes out with us, takes us into the mall and to the elevator to see us out. So that was really interesting. It was really nice, not exactly what I expected. We have a little bit of time, so while we admire how gold the windows are in Macau, we make our way to the food street that me and Mubin visited yesterday. And yeah, it's definitely a lot more bustling, a lot more crowded than when we were here last night. This is apparently a Michelin recommended durian gelato place. But honestly, this area was just okay. A lot of repeating stores, like they all sold the same stuff, Macanese bakeries and stuff. But that turned out to be a mistake because we missed our check-in to our flight to Singapore tonight by less than 10 minutes. There was more traffic than we expected, and they just would not reopen the check-in counter. So we were flying with Scoot Airlines. There were just no other flights today. So we had to figure out a way to get to Singapore tonight. What we found out or figured out was We had to go to China, back to China. So first we had to find a way to get to the train that took us to the Macau ferry terminal. Then from there we went on the very last ferry of the day to the Shenzhen airport ferry terminal, and we had to go through immigration and customs again because even though we're literally about to just leave the country, uh, we had to take a bus ride from the ferry terminal to the airport. And it's like a 5 minute bus ride. But because the bus ride is still considered in China, we had to go through immigration again, which kind of sucked. And then this whole time, we're literally carrying around this 20 kilogram suitcase full of water bottles for some reason because our friend in Hong Kong didn't want to carry it around. So that was sad. But we got to the airport. We finally bought our tickets on the spot at the check in counter. We had a quick dinner here too. And oh my goodness, finally I can relax now that we're in the airport, lining up to get on the plane. So we're flying actually with Shenzhen Air. And you think it's like, a nice airline. It's literally like the name of Shenzhen, of the city. But it looked pretty budget, honestly. No in-flight entertainment. I remember they did meal service. That was like just a piece of bread and like an apple. So skip that. Um, this is also like an 11:30 p.m. flight, and it was also full for some reason. But we finally get to Singapore at like 3 a.m., 4 hour flight, and oh, what's that? Is that a Scoot airplane? Oh, oh, you didn't think you'd see me again, huh? What, Scoot? When I catch you, Scoot? When I catch you, Scoot? Scoot? When I catch you? Scoot? When I catch you, Scoot? Scoot? When I catch you? Didn't think you'd see me again, huh? Huh? Anyways, finally in Singapore. At least the immigration here is super quick. Literally, like fingerprint, take a photo, and you go through like an automated gate. Super nice. But because it was literally 3 a.m., I don't think any of us wanted to stay and explore the airport, and most things were closed as well. But thankfully, they still had taxis. Well, I ordered a Grab, which is like their version of Uber. And so we were able to get a ride to our hotel in Little India, staying at this place called Owen House. Really nice. There was a security guard that let us in and gave us our key and everything. I had messaged the hotel when we were uh, back in Shenzhen that we were gonna completely miss our check-in time because we missed our flight. So they were really fast at responding. So the hotel is actually pretty nice. Like they have this little lounge area, mini kitchen with a bigger fridge. But our room itself is pretty nice. It's pretty large. We have an extra bed in here that Mubin can sleep in. The only downside is that there's only one washroom, but at least it has walls and a door because for some reason hotels in Singapore, their washrooms are literally windows. They have windows in them, and so we couldn't book those. So it was a really hard time trying to find a hotel that didn't have that. But anyways, it's 4 a.m. and we finally go to bed in Singapore.